Hi everyone, and welcome to another Woodworking Wisdom. So today, something a little bit different. One of my pet hates. Most of you, you've seen me sharpen the hand plane, chisel tools. Most things may be woodwork related. My pet hate is sharpening a knife. Could be so simple, couldn't it? Something like your knives or all those sort of things. So tricky to sharpen. I had a granny in France, so from my wife's side, who she can sharpen a kitchen knife on an old traditional knife steel. She was 93 when I last saw her, and she's just there back and forward with this knife. And it's like, wow, cannot do it. She gets sharp. I seem to take the edge off the knife more than sharpen it. I've got other things where little wheels that you pull it through. Well, the knife I've just picked up actually has a laminated blade. So it actually chips the centre out, did more damage than good. So all those little things started to add up as problems of. And then I get home and someone will go, can you sharpen the kitchen knife? Well, okay, so what can we sharpen on? So I got quite excited by what I've got in the box here. So we had this in as a kit. Now, this will give you something you can sharpen possibly just your kitchen knives on. You could keep it in the kitchen drawer. It's not that big. You can get it out, sharpen the knives up, put it away. This is going to touch that cutting edge up. If you've got a chip or a damage, now you need to go back to something that's going to remove that a bit quicker. This will be long-winded for that, but to do that, simple thing of touch it back up, restore that nice sharp edge. So important. So first thing then, as you move there, I'm hoping by the end of it that this will not do this. This is almost, it will sliver it. If I put force into this, I can make it cut it, but I've really got to try. That's hard work, okay? So, lose that. So, let's go to our box then. What have we got in here? Going to open it. Now, I've already cheated a little bit. I've got this set up so I know that when I pull this out, what do we have? Look at there. We've got our box. All right. Label. This is WETSTONE and Diamond Sharpening Kit. The reason I've got the box like I have is got my stone in here. So the water stone in here, I've already soaked in water just before we came on air. So it looks a bit damp. If not, it's going to take about 5 minutes to soak. So I'm just going to put that in the tub on the side there. Got a little bit of water in the trough here. I don't want it going all over the bench. What I can do is wipe the rubber feet. Also the fact if you've got an area you want to work on, can be worth wiping this over. Any dust or anything will make it slip about. Carefully turn the kit over. This end, I think let's have a look. We have camera 3 on there. Look, we've got this weird little thing. What does this do? We'll show in a sec. Diamond plate. So this is the diamond bit. The water stone we just put in the trough. So goes on there. That's a bit like your diamond sharpening stone, but a bit coarser. This is used as a leveling block. That'll actually live in there quite nicely. This bit has a plastic body. Try and get you to see the shape. It's like a U shape. The white bits, from what I understand, are hard ceramic area, and they're round. All right, so they're put in quite nice. So that ceramic will actually not wear too quickly. That's what's actually going to glide us up and down the stone. So this will fit onto the knife. All right, so far we kind of got an idea what's in that little box. Quite a few little things. Let's bring over and come over to there, so I'm more central on the bench. Oh, stone, just going to take it out. Like I say, you need to soak this in some water. Expect if we look on camera 2, I think we're on, which is that, Rich. That way there. Sorry, it's me. All right. This has got 400,000 grit. So the blue is finer. The red colour stone is coarser. I can put that in. That will sit nicely up in here. It actually has a holder to support everything whilst you work. The water doesn't run all over the bench. So you could easily put this on your kitchen work surface. Get something to work on by wiping the surface over first. It's all non-slip. If you get lots of dust underneath it, yes, you might need to remove it. Then on knives, let's have a look. I've got a couple of knives. These are a laminated Japanese knife. This is about the average sort of size knife we can do this. Anything smaller, you're going to struggle with. So hand size, that'll give you an idea. That's probably about 6 to 8 inch long. Okay, Both the knives need a little bit of a sharpen. Let's do the longer one first. How does this work then? It slides on from the end. So that U shape, I can clip on, it's spring loaded, create a bit of pressure. That'll sit on. The ceramic guides rest on the stone. That creates an angle. I can turn it over to do either side. Nice and easy to work with. Need to keep the water stone wet. What you use in the spray bottle, it is just water, I promise, okay? It's too early for gin or vodka yet. Oh, up and down. Water stone, we're keeping our pressure, actually, when I'm pulling back towards me. I can do the tip. Now, when I do the tip, I actually raise the handle. I can come up a little bit. That gives me a guide where we're cutting. We can do both sides. I'm monitoring a little bit what I'm working on, just checking that I've got that plastic guide right down on the back of the knife. Make sure it's not moved anywhere. Again, fingertips, doing a little bit of work here so I can rock this about just by raising the handle, get to the tip. Still working on the end of that guide that's on the back with the ceramics. Work through, drinking my water a bit, needed a bit more soaking. The water also flush out the metal particle that we're cutting off the knife. With this being a laminated blade, there's a softer area side, which we're not really touching. We're not removing anything off there. We're taking the hard center and cutting that bit. The joy we're doing it this way. No sparks, no dust. All good for you. You're removing minimal amount. Yeah, back forwards. Get to there. Get a feel of what's happening. Just going to grab the blue paper towel that fell on the floor. Look. Now, I don't know if we'll see it on the camera over here. The video camera might give us a bit more of a close-up. Knife edge, it's really tricky to show you, but right on the front, we're creating a new silver area. I can just see it on there, especially down towards the tip. So you can see where we're cutting. The dark bit in behind here is that hardened steel. It oxidizes, but I've got that lovely shiny bit, especially down the front there. New area where I've worked. Just do a feel my fingers. Visual look. Need the glasses for this now. Have a quick look on there, trying to get a line all the way down through. So at the moment, we're working on the coarser side of the stone, just see what's a little bit right up on the tip. So first side done, 400. Going to turn it over. Finer side, a little bit of water. Just going to clean any residue off. Do the same again. Again, doing the tip, back through, resting on those ceramic areas, which are adding the support, creating the correct angle we want. We'll struggle with something maybe like a meat cleaver, probably a bit too wide to create the angle, and probably a little bit too thick to go in the plastic holder. So that's one that definitely people are going to say, could you go with? No, it won't do it. Again, visual look, what's happening, trying to make sure I get a constant coloured line all the way down through. Drying again. A little bit more water on there. That's better, that will flush that out. The metal particles that we're cutting will drift away. Nice, quick and easy one. You can see how I can alter the angle, work along the stone a bit more, all the way to the edge. Now, in reality, it doesn't take a lot of effort. An effort in what way? Not just forward and back motion to create this angle. You're resting on that ceramic area, so it's adding that support. My pet hate with trying to sharpen knives is, where have I got to be here? I'm rolling it, trying to guess it. This thing, drop it straight on. I know I'm at the angle I want. And once you start using it, it'll create a bevel for you. You go back and repeat it. So it takes the guesswork out of sharpening that knife. easy thing as a chore to do, makes it a lot more, I think, enjoyable, actually, quite like getting up to that stage. So this stage now, we've sharpened, hopefully got something. I don't know if we can see on there. Shinier edge on the front. Going to play around and we've got one other task I want to do to this. So, feels sharper. Now, we've already said on here, bit of a combination kit because we got the diamond. What's that for then? You're going to wear the stone. So the diamond dresser allows us to flatten this. Again, all the residue, and I want a bit of water to flush this out. Goes down into the tray on the end. Right back into the corners. Gives me a nice flat clean surface. Want to do the other side. You can see what we've done with our stone here. Nice and clean on there. Just going to drop it down. Rich, who's doing the cameras and stuff, got a question, but Rich, let me just going to do this side. We'll do exactly the same.
Okay.
We can dress this, get it nice and flat. Looks pretty good. I can put the diamond back into there in the water. Okay, mate, what have you got?
Well, it's actually just been answered, but Frederick says, is it necessary to flat the stone? And if so, how do you do it? How do you flat the stone?
So you're trying to keep the the stone nice and flat. So the diamond is going to help keep it flat. If you think of this has got a constant, no, not a constant curve, it varies. So I can work in different places. With it being a water stone, the major thing is put the pressure as you come back. Okay? You don't want to be putting pressure into the stone, or yes, you can cut the stone. That's the other thing. Water stones are softer than something like an oil stone, but they will give me a sharper edge. They stay sharper for longer. It's easier to flush out. Even what I'm doing now, the stone's dried a little bit, so I can flush that out. Nice thing with doing it by hand, it's safer. You know, you've got that control of everything going back and forwards. All right. So the diamond up on here, that little block, really helps keep that flat. All right, level it off. All right. I'm going to use the stone for something else in a second as well. So we've done our knife up to there. Just going to shift this over. Guys that know what I do regularly, we'll use something as a leather strop. Always have. So I've got different things in here. Blue again, I can use a little bit of water just on the bench to clean things. That'll give me an anti-slip area. Our knife we have. I'm doing there. Bit of compound. So I can use this. That can work freehand. I could have probably left it on the ceramic. I'm pulling it towards me. This is taking off anything as that little wire edge we produce. One side done. This will also polish it up just a little bit more. And again, I'm pulling away from the leather, nice controlled fashion. Keep my pressure equal. Similar angle. Not difficult to do. I wouldn't want to do it trying to do it on the water stone. But for the leather strop, that's quite easy. Work down through. Have a feel. Okay. Oh, I think I hate doing. How do you show something sharp? Just find my edge there. What about that? Try to take micro little shaving. All right, we'll go to the tomato or the tomato, depending on where you're from in a second. A nice and sharp edge. Leather strip just takes it to that stage a little bit better than you'll get straight off a stone. And again, the guys that have regularly tuned in, my carving tools, turning tools, I always do leather strip. Everything in this room, chisels, hand planes I've got, I will do leather strip. One knife done. That was easy, wasn't it? Quick session back in. Have a little knife. Exactly the same. So I don't know if we can see on there that lovely U-shaped bracket, the shape of this. See down it. It's got a clip on the side I'm just going to. So I pull it over the knife. Put it back. Slide it up to the handle. Done. Onto the stone. A little bit of water. Off we go. So we're keeping that stone nice and flat while we're dressing it. Again, the diamond isn't going to wear things away too much, so you're not going to lose the stone too quickly. One side. Again, this is the coarse side at the moment. Pressure, fingertips working as I'm pulling back to me. That's why I'm changing the direction of the knife a little bit, makes it easier to control. The ceramic bits, adding the support. Visual look, what's going on? Where am I getting a nice clean silver colour? Have a look. Got to be careful. Silver line there, missing a little bit here, so I'll go back to there. A little bit on the tip. There. Right up on the tip. Don't know if that tip's that important, is it? Do we use it for that? Just flash this out. Okay, Rich, what you got?
So, what is the... Oh, actually, there was one before that. Is there anything in the kit for really small, awkward, like...
No, so when you go
blades,
sort of
like Swiss Army knife?
So smaller sort of knives, no, you're going to struggle with this, okay? So this is probably... Oh, if you go smaller, or if I got in here, that's just under 6 inch, 140 mil long as a blade. Once you go smaller, you're going to struggle to do it with something like this. First of all, the blade's going to be narrower. So when you clip it into here, it's not going to sit at sort of the right angle. It's actually almost going to swallow it totally. It's also probably too long. So things like Swiss Army knives and pocket knives, I would almost have to work freehand and try and control it gently. There isn't a lot of length to those, can be the problem, okay? Difficult ones to sharpen. Kitchen knives, I think are hard enough, but smaller Swiss Army knives are... Rich has got another question.
What is the difference in the makeup of an oil stone and a water stone?
Actually, the same sort of material. These are ceramic bonded. We did a whole series of different videos when I first started coming back in from lockdowns and looked at oil stones, water stones, diamond stones, scary sharpening, went for a whole list of. So I did a bit of research, and actually the makeup of an oil stone and a water stone these days is very similar. They're made of aluminium oxide, silicon carbide, so they grind up the particle. You can still get natural water stones, but you're paying big money, all right? You need a mortgage. Right, they're quite expensive to get. So the modern day stones are powder and a resin bonder. They put it together, they cook it in an oven, they bake it, they level it back. It gives you the best of, if you like, all-round use. So the stones are then designed a little bit, and this sounds weird, doesn't it? Designing a water stone for the purpose of what is being done. So my favorite water stone for using in here with the hand planes is the Besta combination stone, 1000, 6000. It's great for those harder materials, PMV type metals that Veritas are putting in the planes. But what we've got here, this will be a high carbon steel in the center here, quite hard edge. This water stone's been designed to look at sort of kitchen knives. Oil stones, problem with an oil stone, it's the same sort of material. The oil was used as the material or the source of flushing away the particle. You can use, believe it or not, water on an oil stone. That sounds weird, doesn't it? My dislike with oil stones, they're messy. And I'm the worst one for it. I will end up with hands that are absolutely black by the end of a session because I seem to pick up the dirt. I don't know why, it's just me. We did a training session with some staff the other day, and I seem to come out with the worst hands at the end of the day, covered in whatever, because I get dirty quite easy. It's just me, I just shower it. All right. So oil stones, I tend to find messier. Water stones, I tend to find easier to clean up. The water is flashing away that metal particle that we're cutting away. So the colour on the top of this stone, if I just tilt it, you can see it running off. That brown grey colour, that's metal particles. If we don't use a lubricant, those particles will stick to the surface of the stone, clog the pores, which will stop it cutting effectively. By flushing them away, we're relieving the porous structure of the stone to allow it to do what we're asking. Cut that material. Right, we've done our coarse side. Flip it over. Going to flush. And again, the trough's really cleverly thought out, actually. And this is one of the things I loved about this when I first saw it. Because, let's have a look. Hang on there. You've got the location the stone sits in here. There's a hollow bit in underneath. There's 4 little teeth or feet area, if you like, with rubber inserts. The water runs off down through the middle. So you can see that going down through. Okay. The residue water runs into the end. Fantastic. Makes it easy to clean up. So back into there. Sits in nicely. Finer grade. The higher the number, the finer the grade. Now this is 1000 grit, which when I first looked at, kind of, it'd be nice to get a bit finer, but quite pleased with the results of this. Grades of stones, they seem to vary a little bit between oil, water, scary, sharpening, diamond. We've discussed this before. So they've obviously looked at what we think it needs to be, a level of sharpness for a kitchen knife, how fine we can go with the type of material we're cutting. This will obviously do things like stainless steel. Just working up through, put the glasses back on. I need a quick look, see what's going on. So just going back and thinking about the question we just had about the Swiss Army knife. Likewise, you've got big sort of hunting knives. You're going to struggle to get the support button with the ceramics in to clip over the thickness of the knife. So if it's too thick, yes, it's a struggle. We do a frost knife that Tormek put with some of the machines as well. That's a little bit thick. So the thick section on the back won't clip onto what would be classed as a normal sort of kitchen knife. That's more probably as a utility knife. Okay, just see what's going on. Just going down through a little bit this side. I just want to get stones drying out. Again, it will absorb the water will run off. If you want to use this, you need to soak it probably 5 or 6 minutes. When you put it in the water, so which is what I've got the grey trough for, a big thing over here, just to put the water in, so I could soak the stone before we came on air, get lots of little bubbles out of it. When the bubbles stop appearing, time to use it. So that's an indicator. It probably takes 5 or 6 minutes. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Getting a bit of residue in there now. Again, we can level the stone. Going to put that there. Going to slide it over. Go back to how much slipper we got. A little bit of moisture. Leather strop will stick. Bit of compound. Honing soap. Again, pulling away. Take off that wire edge. Quite firm pressure pulling back to me. Feels good. So, got a few other things to do on this, but let's have a look and see if this looks any better. On here then, what can we sit on? Get it flat. What if this is different now? Now, I'm going to hold the end of the handle, fingertips. What do you reckon then, guys? I'm not putting any weight on the knife at all. I can push it forward. So this is the knife we tried to cut this with when we started. It would cut a line, but not like I'm doing now. We've taken minimal amount of material off the blade, so you're not wearing the kitchen knife out. It takes 4 or 5 minutes maybe to get it done. Quick and easy to do, all right? Let's just put our tomato out the way a minute. Bring a stone back in. One of the things some of you kind of, it's a kitchen knife sharpening kit. Yeah, it is. But you know, it's a water stone. You could borrow it. You have to ask permission. You could take it to the workshop. Don't do this on the kitchen table, you get me told off. Bring this over. So Veritas honing guide we've used quite a lot in here. Number 5, hand plane blade. I've got a funny feeling I need to just check the setup a minute. Where am I? Too steep by the looks of it. We need to read the funny numbers. We want a 30-degree bevel on our hand plane. At the moment, we're going to do 35, too much. So 30. So don't go thinking if you buy this sort of thing that it's just got to do kitchen knives. Put it onto there. Tighten this up. So I've got a bit of movement. Just double checking things. 30 yellow. That's right. That's right. We did staff training with these the other week, so I need to make sure I've undone the wrong knob there. Look, that one. Leave it tight. That one there. So our hand plane, where are we at the moment? We are, blue one is 1000, flip it over, I've lost my number. Down there, 400 is the orange. So you could easily use this to do some of your woodwork tools. And again, that plastic trough works beautifully, collects the residue, doesn't go everywhere. I'm high enough, I can do the back of the blade. We can polish it up. To the back. Leather strap, where am I in camera? Let's just move a few things there. Pull it back and along. Not bad, not as sharp as my kitchen knife. Probably needs a bit more work. I don't know if this is what this is designed for, but it'll work. It's a little bit cumbersome actually, cutting a tomato with a hand plane blade. I thought about slicing this in the plane, but I might get told off. So you can see how we can get something nice and sharp. Doesn't just have to be kitchen knives. The thing that I really loved about this is a kit. First of all, the trough. And like I said, when this first came in, and they changed my white up, I got quite excited about this because I love the fact it contains all the water. So at this sort of stage, I'll bring this in. Okay, get rid of that excess so I don't pour it over the bench. I've got to clean it out a little bit. Now we can see the dirt and debris down in here, all this grit. All right, so we can clean that out, wash it out. I love the fact that I've got something that retains the moisture. We have a diamond dresser to go to there. So we can level off, clean that stone back. Rinse off. Gently go along. So that gets stored down in there. That's quite easy. The ceramic thing took all the guesswork out of trying to find an angle. It sits and gives you something. These will get a little bit of a flat on, but nothing drastic, and allow you to keep that angle, move up and down. Little resistance, easy to do. So I love the aspect that I could get my kitchen knives to something that in reality becomes actually a little bit scary. Did catch my fingernail the other day and kind of go, oh wow, look at that. All right, nice, easy, no effort. Doesn't take you long. You get it out of the drawer, put a bit of water in, let it soak, position your knife on your holder, 4 or 5 swipes, hopefully be up to a nice sharp edge. All right, like I said, no way can I do traditional knife sharpener with steel. I've got things with hardened steel wheels. Now they ruin my knives. This won't do a serrated knife. You'll struggle with most things with a serrated knife. So, Rich, you got any more questions? Anything you got there? No? Okay. Hope you guys, I knew this was going to be quite a short one because obviously not much of a thing, but one of those problem things of how can you sharpen simple kitchen knife? Something we've all got. Maybe you also get those comments at home and can you sharpen the knife? We've got to carve the. Oh, wow. So even to do the vegetables, fantastic. To cut a tomato with so little effort is great. All right. So thank you for joining us. We will be back next week trying to think what we got on next week. So you have to tune in and come have a look. So see you all. Goodbye. Thank you for watching Woodworking Wisdom.